Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to save tomato seeds. And the first step in saving tomato seeds is to find a nice big red ripe tomato. And here in my garden there's a lovely big red ripe tomato that I'm going to save the seeds from. And it's a nice big tomato, great taste, and perfectly formed, so it's a good, perfectly shaped, so it's a good tomato to save seeds from. Okay, so there's the tomato on a plate, and I just got a little bit of water in a glass that I'm going to add the seeds to, and I need a sharp knife. Be careful with a sharp knife, you don't cut yourself or hurt yourself, and a spoon to dig out the tomato seeds. And the first step is to peel off the green top, and I'm outside, so I've just thrown that over the balcony down onto the grass, and start cutting up your tomato into little pieces. Yes, cutting up the tomato into little pieces, and that'll expose the seeds, and then you can start scooping out the seeds with your spoon. Yep, so in the tomatoes there, the seeds are sort of located in little kind of pockets all around the tomato, and you just sort of dig around and find the seeds, scoop them out, and put them in the glass. And with the glass, what you're sort of aiming for is to end up with about half water and half pulp, and put them in the glass will ferment. They'll ferment over a few days, and you'll ferment away the pulp, and you'll just be left with the seeds. So yeah, just keep digging through. Yes, so just keep digging through and cutting up the tomato into smaller pieces and digging out as many seeds as you can find and put them in the glass. Okay, so I've scooped out all the seeds that I can find, put them in the glass, and I'm going to set that to one side for a few days while the water and the tomato pulp ferment away and leave just the seeds behind. And after a few days, 2 or 3 days, you'll notice that, especially in the warm weather, that you'll get a nice sort of big sort of pulpy blob on the top of the glass, and the water sort of settles out to the bottom. And so yeah, if you see that, then just give it a stir when you see it, maybe twice a day, and yeah, and that'll help with the fermentation process. Now, after a few more days, it depends on the weather. If it's a nice sort of hot weather, then the fermentation will happen relatively quickly. But if it's cooler weather, then it might take a bit longer. But I don't think it. My estimates is sort of 3 or 4 days usually to get to this stage where you can see there that the pulp is all sort of fermented away. It's just left with red water, and the seeds have now separated from that pulp. So what I'm going to do now is rinse that sort of pulpy seed mixture, and just leave the seeds behind. So I've got a sieve, and I'm going to pour that liquid, the ready liquid with the seeds, into this sieve, and I'm going to pour some water through that. And obviously, this would be better done under a tap inside your house, but I'm filming this outside because it's better light and a bit of continuity on this table. So yeah, just get some water. It doesn't need that much, and just sort of pour it through, and that just washes the remaining, washing the seeds and washes away any of that red, or the bulk of that red sort of pulpy stuff away from the seeds, and you're just left with clean seeds, which are just wet at the moment, and obviously they need to be dried out before you can use them. Yep, and just on that original plate then, I'll pour out the seeds, the wet seeds onto that plate. Hopefully most will go on the plate, or if not all of them. And yeah, just leave them there for a day or two and let them dry. Let the seeds dry out. Yep, and just sort of spread them out a bit on the plate, and that'll help them to dry. Okay, so there's all the dry seeds on the plate, and that's probably taken about maybe 7 days to get to that stage, I suppose. Maybe, I'm not too sure, but yeah, once they're on the plate there like that, and you can just push them with your finger a bit, and that'll they'll come loose from the plate then, and then you're left with some nice dry tomato seeds. You can store those away for next season now, and you've got yourself some great tomato seeds that you've saved from your garden. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.